Hey Ravens fans! Here we are with our matchup analysis and what people are saying about the Ravens' performance. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Hit that like button and let's get started. The Ravens defense came out and stomped Josh Allen and the Bills in prime time. Coming into Sunday night, everyone was talking about the Bills, with Allen being touted as an early favorite for MVP and their offense ranked #1 in scoring. But all that stopped when they faced Baltimore. The Ravens defense completely smothered them, and boy did the NFL world take notice. Grant Gordon of NFL.com had this to say: the Bills were riding high with a perfect record, and Josh Allen was getting MVP chance. Then they came to Baltimore and got stomped. Buffalo struggled on both sides of the ball, and Baltimore was impressive in every way. Let's break it down. The Ravens held Allen to just 180 passing yards and no touchdowns. That's right, the guy who was lighting it up was completely neutralized. ESPN's Jamison Hensley highlighted how the Ravens, after allowing the majority of yards through the air in the first 3 games, really came out swinging. They hit Allen 8 times, with outside linebacker Van Noy making a game-changing strip sack that led to a Ravens touchdown. And it wasn't just the defensive line that was dominant. The Ravens secondary shut down Allen's new receiving core, forcing him to scramble repeatedly, looking for a big play that never came. CBS Sports' Jared Dubin mentioned how the Bills' revamped offense simply couldn't get into a rhythm against Baltimore's pressure. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement from our defense. Guys like Van Noy, Owa, and Hamilton were all flying around, making plays and showing why this defense is something special this year. But let's not forget the offense. Man, did our offense crush the Bills to pieces. The Ravens put on a physical outburst, racking up 271 rushing yards, with Derrick Henry leading the charge. Henry was unstoppable from the first play. He rushed for 199 yards, including an 87-yard touchdown right off the bat. Pro Football Focus highlighted how Henry forced 4 missed tackles and gained 131 of his yards before he was even touched. It was a masterclass in how to run the ball, and our offensive line deserves a lot of credit for creating those big runs. And here's something for the history books: are the Ravens fielding the best two-headed offense in NFL history? Steven Ruiz of The Ringer seems to think so. Henry may be the standout, but let's not forget Lamar Jackson's 54 yards on the ground. Together, Jackson and Henry are combining for something we've rarely seen. They're on pace for over 3,300 rushing yards this season. Let that sink in for a moment. We may be witnessing the greatest running duo of all time, and they're playing for the Ravens. After that dominant performance, Ruiz isn't the only one saying it. The Ravens are Super Bowl contenders again. Some were starting to write us off after that Week 2 loss to the Raiders, but after dismantling the Bills, we're back in the conversation. This is the kind of win that makes people pay attention. Childs Walker of the Baltimore Sun put it perfectly. Here, finally, was the team that crushed the 49ers last Christmas, that embarrassed the Dolphins the following week. The Ravens we saw on Sunday night are as dominant as any team in the NFL. And let's not forget, we're only 4 games into the season. We started 0-2, and now we're 2-2, just 1 game behind the Steelers in the AFC North. With some big divisional matchups coming up, this team could run away with the division by Thanksgiving, according to Ruiz. How's that for you, Ravens fans? Okay, Ravens fans, it's your turn. What did you think of Sunday night's performance? Are we looking at the best rushing attack in NFL history? Kyle Van Noy, at 33, is proving that age is just a number. This man is entering his 11th NFL season with 6 sacks, and we're only a few weeks into it. Ravens fans, that's 2 sacks in each of his last 3 games. And guess what? He's second in the entire league, right behind Detroit's Aiden Hutchinson, who has 6.5 sacks. The craziest part? Van Noy is doing all of this after fracturing his orbital bone in the season opener. Yep, that's right, he's playing. Now, you'd think a 33-year-old linebacker, especially one who's been battling an injury, would slow down, right? Not Van Noy. He told reporters after Sunday's game that this season is personal. After spending some time without a team last year, he's jumped at the chance and is showing why the Ravens were smart to bring him on board. He's giving a lot of credit to Coach Harbaugh, defensive coordinator Zach Orr, and the rest of the coaching staff for believing in him and letting him play his game. But he's also excited about the energy of this younger Ravens defense, and together, they're proving to be a dangerous unit. Now, let's talk about the highlight of Sunday's win over the previously undefeated Buffalo Bills. The Bills had just scored their first touchdown of the game and were building momentum, threatening to make it a 1-score game. But who came up with the winning play? You guessed it, Kyle Van Noy. He read Buffalo's play perfectly, ran in and stole the ball from Josh Allen in one of the biggest moments of the game. That turnover led to a Lamar Jackson touchdown and boom, the game was completely back in Baltimore's favor. Safety Kyle Hamilton summed it up perfectly after the game, saying that big defensive plays like Van Noy's strip sack changed the game. The Ravens' defense picked up the offense when they needed it most, and that's what makes this team so special this season. They're on fire, working together as a unit. Van Noy has always been considered a solid player, but now? He's playing like a star, and the entire league is taking notice. Ravens fans, what do you think of Kyle Van Noy's incredible start to the season? Ravens fans, things are looking pretty amazing for our team right now. After starting the season 0-2, some people were worried, and let's be honest, starting with 2 losses, especially after the way we lost to the Chiefs and then let one slip away against the Raiders, doesn't exactly scream Super Bowl contender. But boy, do things change quickly in the NFL. Since that rocky start, our Ravens have been unstoppable. After rolling into Dallas and crushing the Cowboys in Week 3, we made a serious statement by completely dominating the Buffalo Bills in a 35-10 victory. It's not just us feeling the excitement, even ESPN's Rex Ryan is on the Ravens hype train, calling our team the best in the entire NFL right now. That's right, Ravens fans, we've gone from 0-2 to having analysts like Rex Ryan calling us the best team in the league. So why is everyone, including Ryan, so confident in the Ravens? Well, here's a stat that's blowing everyone's minds. No team in NFL history has, through the first 4 weeks of the season, outscored their opponents by more than 100 rushing yards in every game, except the Ravens. Can you believe that? Ryan couldn't contain himself when he said on Get Up, "Are you kidding me?" He's right to be impressed. We've been dominating teams on the ground, led by Derrick Henry's 199 rushing yards against the Bills, part of a monster 271-yard rushing day for our offense. The football on the ground is alive and well in Baltimore, and it's something that's putting us ahead of the competition. Now, let's talk about what this means going forward. Sure, the Chiefs are still winning games, but they've been getting away with narrow victories. And don't forget, we played them well in Week 1, even on their home turf. As for the rest of the league, tonight's matchup between the Seahawks and Lions could shake things up a bit, and yes, there are teams like the Vikings that are off to a strong start. But here's the thing, Ravens fans, the way we're playing right now, with our dominant running attack and solid defense, our success seems to be built to last, especially as the season progresses. Think about it, when the weather gets colder and teams have to rely even more on their running game, who is better positioned than the Ravens? No one. Establishing the run and controlling the game will be crucial, and right now, no one is doing it better than Baltimore. Ryan isn't the only one who sees it. More and more people are starting to believe that this Ravens team has what it takes to make a serious run at the Super Bowl. So, Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Rex Ryan? Are the Ravens the best team in the NFL right now? Leave your thoughts in the comments below because this is a debate worth having. And don't forget, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and be sure to stay tuned for all the latest Ravens news and updates. Let's keep this momentum going and as always, go Ravens!